having support for multi-models, having a layer around security, looking to make sure there's a good user interface that our folks will feel comfortable operating in, and then also looking at price point, we ultimately made the decision to move forward with Liminal. My name is Justin Lahullier. I'm the Chief Information Officer and Chief Information Security Officer at Delta Dental of New Jersey and Connecticut. So as a health insurer, we are a highly regulated company. We possess a lot of information, other sensitive information. You read a lot of articles these days out there where even the companies that are saying they don't store the data or they don't use the data, they may be storing it, they may be using it. So for us, SAFE is making sure that our clients' data is protected and that we're abiding by our contractual obligations with those clients to make sure we're not using their data to train models and that we're protecting it the same way we protect it today, regardless of the technology that we're using. Having the additional layer with Liminal of security, you can verify as an administrator that that data is not making it to those models. So it's a great peace of mind for me. I think some of the biggest challenges, or you could call them nightmares, I had early on in the process was knowing that this was one of those technologies where I had business coming to me and asking me about the technology. So I knew they were already using it. I knew they were going to use it. And so the most important thing for me was to build a safe environment for our users to experiment with the technology and understand it, having a low friction experience for the end user, to be able to go into the tool and use an intuitive user interface is important. Having Liminal and being able to build in the ability to redact or to mask terms or even warn users on terms they were sending into the models was a big win-win for us. I think it gave us a lot of insight and then also the comfort that when people did put it in, it would be basically cleaned up before sent to the model, and the end user doesn't feel that pain. It's rehydrated on the way back out, so their experience remains intact, and we feel a lot more comfortable from a security perspective. The moment that I knew this was kind of bigger than just an IT tool was when some of our senior executives started to engage in the tool and become regular users of the tool and use it in their daily workflows. So I think that's a key item, that the tool was driving value not just to IT, and it wasn't just a pretty shiny tool, but it was a tool that people across the company, whether they were frontline users or they were an executive, were starting to come to on a regular basis and use for their daily workflow. From an ROI perspective, it's mostly been in savings on time, which is more easy to measure. If something used to take you 4 hours and now it takes you 30 seconds, it's very easy to do an ROI calculation, and we have multiple examples of that. If I had to kind of take an average and say, like, what's the X factor on work saved, I would say 5X is probably a conservative number, that they're seeing a 5X time improvement. And in many cases, it's higher than that. So engagement with partners for us is very important, and we look for partners, not vendors. And I would describe that engagement from the beginning was a partnership. We definitely felt like we were being listened to about what we were looking for in a product, and we were probably a harder customer to satisfy because we already had an existing product in place. So a lot of our early conversations with Liminal was looking at feature parity between what we had on-prem, what they had in their roadmap to deliver. And it just spawned a great partnership where we worked consistently to both implement the product and enhance it. So I feel very privileged to have a partner that listens to our needs, and I actually see it in the backlog and I see it delivered in the product, as the new releases of Liminal are delivered.